Hey everyone, we're all back to normal. The Christmas tree is gone. I had a great time at Christmas, as I said in the last video. I had a really good time, but I'm so glad it's over and the heavy indulgence of it all is over, and now we're back to normality. I like that fresh feeling you get in January where it's almost like a new start, a new beginning. I just like that. So anyway, let's discuss. If it's obviously the beginning of a new year, and if you are into shopping, your wardrobe, fashion, maybe even shopping your own wardrobe, I'm going to go through some really hot items that are going to be sizzling for this year, things that are really worth you thinking about buying. And I also want to talk about this video, the things in this video, because I want to encourage you to go and have a look in your own wardrobe and have a look for things that are similar, because the chances are you might not actually need to go and buy these things. You might already have them. I do this myself. I have like a million coats and no other clothes. I wear the same jumpers, the same tops. I've got so many coats, I don't know what to do with them. But when it comes to like basic tops, jumpers, shirts, I just don't have that much. And that's something I do. I will see a coat, I'll buy it, I'll get it home and I'll be like, oh my God, I have one that looks very, very similar to it. I really didn't need to go and buy that. So go and check out your wardrobe. The first thing that is super hot this year, and it already ramped up at the end of last year, are these Bottega earrings. How many of you have seen these? These are HOT, but they're actually super lightweight. You'd be amazed. They're light as a feather. Now, if you like this, but they're so expensive, they're over £800. Which is so much money. But guess what? There is an identical dupe out there that you can get on Amazon, and you can get it in gold or silver. And last time I looked, they were £13 each for like a pair. So if you like the look and you want to get it for less, and you've had a look through what you've got and you don't have anything similar, and you're like, this is a pair of earrings I really want to wear, I'm dreaming about them, I will link to them below. If I can find them, I found them a while ago. If I can find them again, I'll link to them below and you can go and check them out. They're absolutely, just identical. The next thing that's going to be really hot for 2024 is that quiet luxury is very much going to remain with us. And some of the sort of like leery, garish Y2K fashion trends that we saw in 2023 are going to be a lot less so. And I think, if you ask me, you know, I talk about the economy a lot, and I feel as though quiet luxury is very much a thing because of the economy, because it almost feels a little bit distasteful to wear large logos, even though I do. I love a large logo, I can't deny. But in this economy, I think more of us are thinking about wearing plain branded clothing that are really well made, that are really well tailored, that look incredible, but don't have a big logo plastered all over them. So quiet luxury is very much going to stay with us. And I'm going to come on to a brand in a second that is fantastic as a middle type of brand to go for, where you'll pay sort of between £300 and £600 for a coat, but it'll last you, as opposed to like going to Bottega and spending 2 or 3K on a like a wool coat or jacket. But luxury, quiet luxury is here to stay. The other thing that's going to be really big this year, and it already was taking off last year, is shopping from charity shops. So I did a video on my Patreon channel several weeks ago now, where I spoke about buying things from charity shops, and I was talking about when people buy you gifts from charity shops and how I really don't mind it. I've been bought things from charity shops before, and if anything, I love them more than when people just throw a bunch of money at something and think it's going to tick the box. Sometimes actually you can spend a load of money on something and it's not right, but you can go into a charity shop, spend a couple of pounds, find something perfect for that person that they will actually treasure more than a more expensive gift. And so when it comes to charity shops, I love them. I particularly like them, not just for clothing, but also for household items. You would be amazed at the kitchenware items that people get rid of. I've even got some Wedgwood items. You know, I really like the cornflower blue with the white I'll put like a picture of it in here. That's my personal favourite collection from Wedgwood. And I've got things from charity shops that cost me like £5 or less that's Wedgwood. So it's worth you looking. And I think as well, because of the economy, it's a way that you can get the look and get it for less and feel like you're giving back in some way. So charity shopping is here to stay, and you haven't even got to go into a charity shop to do it. You can go on eBay, you can go, a lot of these charity places have their own websites now where they've got bits and pieces for sale. You can go onto Vested Collective. Any of these secondhand marketplaces or charity shops are all places you can go to, and you can find some absolute bargains. And before I move on to the next point, I just want to say, with secondhand as well, particularly secondhand designer, you can make such a massive saving. It's absolutely incredible. I have bought secondhand, like I've shown you before, I got an amazing wool Prada coat and it was under £200, and it's Prada and it looks great. It looks really, really good. And you wouldn't know it was pre-loved because it's like pretty much new. So definitely go and check out, go and have a look through. I really like Vested Collective. I like to type in what I want and then set the price from low to high and see what comes up. It's a really fun game, if anything else. The next really hot thing for this year is the Max Mara coat. And I'm not talking about the teddy coat, actually. I'm talking about their classic, I think it's cashmere, wrap wool coats that are belted. You can get them in a couple of different colours, but I really like the camel tone. And this really plays into quiet luxury because it's a coat that doesn't have a logo, but it's going to last you and it looks timeless. The design of it is very timeless. And in fact, they've been making this style of coat for years, because I remember looking at this style of coat from Max Mara, must have been in 2016 or 2017. Now, it's expensive. The price of this particular coat is £2,210. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot. But here's the good news. If you go to Reiss, and I'm really hoping that for those of you in the States, in Australia, on the continent, Canada, everywhere else, I'm hoping that you can actually buy from Reiss. I'll link to this coat below, but check this out. This is a 91% wool and 9% cashmere coat. To me, it's a dupe. It's slightly different, but only very slightly. It's got that classic timeless style to it. Reiss is exceptional quality, and this coat is £695. I will link to it below. I don't expect this to be in stock for very long because it's just so classy and so classic. But if you go onto Reiss, have a look round. They have got some fantastic coats on there, clothing, coats, and their prices are, you know, like for a jumper you might pay £200 or £300, but it's so classic and it lasts. I've got a Reiss jumper that I bought in 2010 or 2009, still looks absolutely gorgeous. It's really hung together so well. Their stuff is just brilliant, so go and check that out. So the Max Mara, the classic, doesn't even have to be Max Mara, the classic camel coloured belted coat is like a really big thing for this year. Can you imagine wearing that with the Bottega style earrings and like a nice outfit that you've put together? Oh, it's just amazing. The next big thing are extra large bags, but bags that don't have a logo on them. And again, I think when I think about this, it comes back down to that quiet luxury thing. That look of having a really sharp outfit, but if you know, like where things are from. But pretty much you can look at someone and go, wow, that person looks really like they're doing well in life. But I don't know where their clothes are from, but they literally look cash. That's, to me, when I think about quiet luxury, that's kind of the look that you're going for. Here are some of my favourite bags. The first one, actually, weirdly, this first one isn't a favourite for a reason I'm going to tell you about, but I wanted to mention it because I feel like this is making a massive comeback, and it's the Stella McCartney Falabella bag. I've got this, and it's not that it's an unattractive bag. I actually really like the way it looks. I like the slouchy nature of it. You can get it in different sizes. I like this size, the larger one. The thing I don't like about it is that on the one I've got at least, they might have updated it, but I don't think they have. It's got like a polyester plasticky lining, and when you're in the bag, it rustles like a plastic carrier bag to me. If you're vegan, however, and you want a designer bag, there are very, very few options out there for you, but this is one option you can go for because this is vegan. So it's not that it's a terrible bag, it's that functionally for me, that noise I find irritating and I find it feels cheap. But the look of the bag, it's been around for years as well now, this style. Like, you look at it and you know it's Stella McCartney, and this is £925. The next one, this is my personal favourite, and if I can link to it, I'm going to link to it below if I can find it again. It's from COS, and it is £135, and I love this style. There is something about this extra large, it's slightly slouchy, but it still keeps its shape. It looks classy, it looks classic, it looks elegant. COS is a place where the stuff is really well made as well. So you just know that if you buy this, it's really going to hang together. And for that price, even if this large bag with no logo thing is a trend, for £135, that's worth buying. Even if at the end of the year it's not something you use anymore, it will come back round again. So for that price, I think it's really worth it. Then the final one is one from Bottega. This is actually really expensive. It's £3,140, but I wanted to mention it because it is something that's very in for this year. So you've got that classic Bottega woven leather. It's oversized, it's slouchy, it's chunky, it's everything that is very 2024. And it's one of those bags where if you know, you know. You know, you look at it and you recognise the woven leather and you're like, yeah, that's Bottega. But a lot of people won't recognise it, but it just looks expensive because it is. And then finally, it's something I think I've spoken about in like 3 videos. But when I was doing this, I thought, what is going to be the boot/shoe of 2024? And I already knew in my head, I thought, oh, it pains me to say it, but I think it's UGG. And I only say it pains me to say it, not because I actually don't like UGG, because I do. But I feel like I want a pair of Uggs now. I'm not going to do it. But for me, the tall versions, I want to leave in 2010. But they are making a huge comeback and they are not expensive, and UGG boots are actually really good quality. So apparently TikTok is claiming that the UGG boot is the boot of this year, and when I saw this I thought, yeah, my thoughts are confirmed. I feel like it definitely is making a comeback, and that kind of wearing it with that slouchy look and the Max Mara coat over the top and those Bottega earrings with your big bag that doesn't have a logo. It all feels very 2024. Can you imagine that look? I can imagine that look. It's quite a good look. So they are the top 5 items for this year. And again, as I said earlier, I encourage you to go and look through your wardrobe, because you might even have things that tick these boxes and you don't even realise it. Plus as well, shopping your own wardrobe can be really good fun. I normally find things that I forgot I even bought and I'm like, oh my god, that's so fun, I'm gonna go and wear that because I haven't worn it in ages. So go and shop your own wardrobe. I hope you've enjoyed this. Come back tomorrow for another video and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully.